It's a tremendous honor for me to be here, and I feel very, very privileged to receive this award. And one of the reasons for that is that I'm aware of the tremendous accomplishments of the previous recipients. And I'm also excited about it because this time they're giving it to an engineer. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about my own life as an engineer in the hopes that maybe more engineers will do basic research in engineering and medicine. So just a little bit about me. When I finished my chemical engineering degree at MIT, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. It was 1974, and I received a number of job offers to join oil companies. And joining oil companies is what most chemical engineers did. But I had this dream of using my background to improve people's health. And I was lucky that even though I applied to a lot of oil companies and I actually got some jobs from them, actually I think at that time it was hard not to get a job from them. I remember after I graduated at MIT, I think I got 20 job offers from oil companies, four actually from Exxon alone. But I wasn't excited about it, but I was thinking about education and medicine. But there the problem was the opposite. I remember applying to different educational institutes and then different hospitals, and actually every time I wrote them, nobody wrote me back. But then one day, one of the people in the lab where I was at mentioned to me that there was a surgeon in Boston named Judah Folkman. And he said sometimes he hired unusual people. He actually thought very highly of Dr. Folkman. I won't say what he thought about me. But that job really changed my life. And the project that I began working on was actually Dr. Folkman had this idea, if you could stop blood vessels, maybe that would be a new way to treat cancer. And my research project was to see if I could actually isolate the first substance that could stop that. And critical to doing that was having a way to create what we call a bioassay, a way to deliver these molecules, which are actually fairly large in the body. And nobody before that had been able to develop a way to release these for really long times, like days or months or years. And in fact, the scientific community didn't think you could do it. But it was critical to being able to do that to see if these angiogenesis molecules really worked. So I tried. And even though people had written that you couldn't do it, the one thing that I had going for me was that I hadn't read that. So I kept trying, and I actually found over 200 different ways to get this to not work. But eventually, I figured out a way to create plastics and mix them with some of these molecules, and we could release them for months, even years if needed. And originally, this finding was greeted with great skepticism by the whole chemical engineering community, and that was very disappointing to me. But over time, it was reproduced by a number of laboratories all over the world, and that also enabled us to isolate these inhibitors, which are now being used in cancer today, as are the drug delivery systems and many other areas. And our research has continued in this area of combining engineering and medicine. Like another area has been that we helped get started was tissue engineering, where you could now combine materials and cells like stem cells to create new tissues and organs. And so I feel tremendously honored to be here recognized tonight. I certainly would not have happened. In fact, somebody gets an award, but really the way I look at it is my students and my staff and the postdocs and everybody that's worked on this that really deserves it. And so I feel like I've been very, very lucky. I maybe made a couple good decisions in my life. One was working with Judah Folkman, and the second one is that I made a very good decision a number of years ago that I married a wonderful person, my wife Laura, who's my best friend as well. And I want to thank her very much. I want to thank Tenley very much, and Mary, and really all of you. It's a tremendous, tremendous privilege to receive this magnificent award. Thank you so much.